Morning students, today we are going to read class 10 English, book 1 first flight, chapter 5, the 100 races 1. The 100 races part 1, we are going to see the explanation line to line, line by line. Today, Monday, Wanda Petronsky was not in her seat, but nobody, not even Peggy and Madeline, the girls who started all the fun, noticed her absence. Usually Wanda sat in the seat next to the last seat in the last row in room 13. She sat in the corner of the room where the rough boys who did not make good marks sat. The corner of the room where there was most scuffling of feet, most roars of laughter, and when anything funny was said, and most mud and dirt on the floor. Wanda did not sit there because she was rough and noisy. On the contrary, she was very quiet and rarely said anything at all, and nobody had ever heard her laugh out loud. Sometimes she twisted her mouth into a crooked sort of smile, but that was all. Students, there is a word scuffling of feet. Scuffling of feet means noisy, dragging movement of feet on the ground. Now look the explanation. This story revolves around a girl named Wanda Petronsky and her classmates Peggy and Madeline, who made fun of her. The plot of the story opens up on Monday. Even Peggy and Madeline did not notice that Wanda was not present. These were the girls who began all the teasing. Wanda generally used to sit in the corner of the classroom where the not so academically brilliant and loud guys sat. It was the part of the classroom which was dirtiest, but Wanda was not like those boys. She was silent to the extent that nobody had ever seen her laugh. Now, second paragraph. Nobody knew exactly why Wanda sat in that seat, unless it was because she came all the way from Boggins Heights, and her feet were usually caked with dry mud. But no one really knew much about Wanda Petronsky. Once she sat in the corner of the room, the time when they thought about Wanda was outside of the school hours, at noon time, when they were coming back to school, or in the morning early before school began, when groups of 2 or 3 or even more would be talking and laughing on their way to the school yard. Then sometimes they waited for Wanda to have fun with her. Now explanation of these lines. Since Wanda was nothing like those boys, no one ever understood why she sat there. There were only guesses that it is because she came from Boggins Heights and her shoes were usually dirty with all the mud. People hardly noticed her in the classroom as she was silent and alone all the time. It was only before or after school hours, when groups of kids used to wait for her to mock her, that they thought of her. Some used to wait even at the cost of getting late for school. Now third passage. The next day, Tuesday, Wanda was not in school either, and nobody noticed her absence again. But on Wednesday, Peggy and Maddie, who sat down front with other children who got good marks and who did not track in a whole lot of mud, did notice that Wanda wasn't there. Peggy was the most popular girl in the school. She was pretty. She had many pretty clothes and her hair was curly. Maddie was her closest friend. The reason Peggy and Maddie noticed Wanda's absence was because Wanda had made them late to school. They had waited for Wanda to have some fun with her, and she just hadn't come. They often waited for Wanda Petronsky to have fun with her. Now explanation. The fact that Wanda was not present on Tuesday as well got unnoticed, but it was on Wednesday when Maddie and Peggy noticed her absence. It was also then when they waited before school to make fun of her, but instead ended up getting late because she did not show up. Peggy was the most famous girl who wore good and tidy clothes. She sat with the toppers. Most famous girl who wore good and tidy clothes. She sat with the toppers of the class. No one ever got curious about why Wanda was no longer coming to school. All they cared was they couldn't make fun of her. Wanda Petronsky, most of the children in room 13 didn't have names like that. They had names easy to say like Thomas Smith or Ellen. There was one boy named Bounce, Willie Bounce, and people thought that was funny, but not funny in the same way that Petronsky was. Explanation of this passage. Wanda was a Pole who had migrated to America. Her fellow classmates thought that Wanda Petronsky was a strange name because they had simpler and easier American names, except guy named Willie Bounce, which they thought sounded funny but still lesser than Petronsky, found her name to be long and unfamiliar. This shows that those children didn't understand diversity, and whatever they did was done out of thoughtlessness. Next, Wanda didn't have any friends. She came to school alone and went home alone. She always wore a faded blue dress that didn't hang right. It was clean, but it looked as though it had never been ironed properly. She didn't have any friends, but a lot of girls talked to her. Sometimes they surrounded her in the schoolyard as she stood watching the little girl play hopscotch on the worn hard ground. There is some words. Didn't hang right means didn't fit properly, and hopscotch means a game in which children hop into and over squares marked on the ground. Now explanation of these lines. Wanda was usually seen wearing a faded blue dress that did not fit her properly. Though clean, it used to look unironed. This shows that Wanda belonged to a poor family who could not afford too many dresses. Ironically, a lot of people talked to her, but she didn't have any friends because all of them talked to her, but she didn't have any friends because all of them talked to her in order to make fun of her. From her tale about 100 dresses to her unfamiliar name, they found it all amusing. When she used to watch little girls play in the ground, it was at that time other students surrounded her to mock her. Wanda, Peggy would say in a most courteous manner, as though she were talking to Miss Mason. Wanda, she would say, giving one of her friends a nudge. Tell us, how many dresses did you say you had hanging up in your closet? 100, Wanda would say. 100, exclaimed all the little girls incredulously, and the little ones would stop playing hopscotch and listen. 100, all lined up, said Wanda. Then her thin lips drew together in silence. What are they like? All silk, a bet, said Peggy. Hey, all silk, all colors. Velvet too. Hey, velvet too. 100 dresses, Wanda would repeat stolidly, all lined up in my closet. Then they would let her go. And then before she'd gone very far, they couldn't help bursting into shrieks and peals of laughter. There are two word meanings: nudge, a gentle push; incredulously, showing unwillingness to believe. Now, explanation of and a few more words: courteous, polite, respectful; stolidly, calm, dependable. Shrieks, scream. With no intentions of hurting her, Peggy used to ask the number of dresses Wanda has in very polite and respectful tone. They made fun of her because they couldn't understand why she made up that story about 100 dresses. They did all this while being ignorant of the fact that it could hurt her. No one would believe her when she said possessed 100 dresses are lined up in her closet. As the other girls screamed astonishment, the little girls would stop playing in order to see what was going on. Wanda would affirm their queries that she had dresses made of velvet and silk too. Sadly, after she left, they all used to laugh at her. Now, next passage: 100 dresses. Now, next paragraph: 100 dresses. Obviously, the only dress Wanda had was the blue one she wore every day. So, why did she say she had 100? What? Sorry. How many shoes did you say you had? 60 pairs, all lined up in my closet. Cries of exaggerated politeness greeted this, all alike. Oh no, every pair is different, all colors, all lined up. Peggy, who had thought of this game, and Maddie, her inseparable friend, were always the last to leave. Finally, Wanda would move up the street, her eyes dull and her mouth closed, hitching her left shoulder every now and then in the funny way she had finishing the walk to school alone. There are two words: exaggerated means over emphasize, and her eyes dull, having eyes wanting brightness, liveliness, and vivacity. Now, explanation: it was hard to believe what Wanda said because the only dress she was seen wearing was the blue one that was faded. No one was sure as to why she lied. Although they were teasing her, they were never rude to her. Thus, in the same tone, they continued asking her about the number of shoes she said she had, to which she replied 60. Each pair was Peggy's idea to embrace her like that. Though she was polite, Peggy and Maddie, the inseparable friends, were the last ones to leave school, while Wanda would go back all alone with her dull eyes and behaved in a strange way. Next paragraph. Peggy was not really cruel. She protected small children from bullies and she cried for hours if she saw an animal mistreated. If anybody had said to her, "Don't you think that is a cruel way to treat Wanda?" she would have been very surprised. Cruel. Why did the girl say she had 100 dresses? Anybody could tell me that was a lie. Why did she want to lie? And she wasn't just an ordinary person. Else, why did she have a name like that? Anyway, they never made her cry. Bullies. There is a word bullies. Means someone who hurts or frightens someone else, often over a period of time and forcing them to do something that they do not want to do. Mistreated, to treat someone badly. Now, explanation of these lines. Peggy was not the mean girl she had been portrayed as until now. She saved kids from whoever was hurting them and couldn't stand animals getting badly treated. According to her, she was not being rude to Wanda. She thought it was very weird of Wanda to lie about the number of dresses she possessed, and if anything was weirder, it was her name. No matter how much they teased Wanda, they never made her cry. Now, next, as for Maddie, this business of asking Wanda every day how many dresses and how many hats and how many this and that she had was bothering her. Maddie was poor herself. She usually wore somebody's hand-me-down clothes. Thank goodness she didn't live up on Boggins Heights or have a funny name. Explanation of these lines. Maddie did not like the idea of making fun of the number of clothes and accessories Wanda possessed, not because she cared about her, but because she was poor herself. She wore clothes that were given to her by someone else, but she was not as poor as Wanda. She did not live in Boggins Heights and did not even have a weird name. Next paragraph. Sometimes when Peggy was asking Wanda those questions in that mocking, polite voice, Maddie felt embarrassed and studied the marbles in the palm of her hand, rolling them around and saying nothing herself. Not that she felt sorry for Wanda exactly. She would never have paid any attention to Wanda if Peggy hadn't invented the dresses game, but suppose Peggy and all the others started in on her next. She wasn't as poor as Wanda, perhaps, but she was poor. Of course, she would have more sense than to say she had 100 dresses. Still, she would not like for them to begin on her. She wished Peggy would stop teasing Wanda Petronsky. Explanation of these lines. Maddie didn't feel very comfortable teasing Wanda, and when Peggy used to ask Wanda those questions. Now, explanation of these lines. Maddie didn't feel very comfortable teasing Wanda, and when Peggy used to ask Wanda those questions, she would silently count the marbles in her hand, pretending to play with them. If that dress game hadn't been invented, Maddie would have never known about the very existence of Wanda. She felt uncomfortable not because she cared about Wanda, but because she was worried she could be next. Although she was not senseless enough to say she had 100 dresses, she still wished that Peggy did not tease Wanda. Today, even though they had been late to school, Maddie was glad she had not had to make fun of Wanda. She worked her arithmetic problems absent-mindedly 8 times 8. Let's see. She wished she had the nerve to write Peggy a note because she knew she never would have the courage to speak right out Peggy to say, "Hey Peg, let's stop asking Wanda how many dresses she has." When she finished her arithmetic, she did start a note to Peggy. Absent-mindedly means distracted. Now explanation. Wanda did not come that day, and after having waited for her so long, Maddie and Peggy got late for school. Maddie was secretly happy that they could not get a chance to make fun of Wanda. She was lost in her own thoughts and could not study properly. All this time, she kept thinking about writing a note to Peggy, telling her to stop making fun of Wanda, which she did right after finishing arithmetic. She wanted to write a note because she knew she did not have the guts to say it on her face. Suddenly she paused and shuddered. She pictured himself in the schoolyard, a new target for Peggy and the girls. Peggy might ask her where she got the dress that she had on, and Maddie would have to say it was one of Peggy's old ones that Maddie's mother had tried to disguise with new trimmings so no one in room 13 would recognize it. Word meaning of this passage: two words are there, difficult words. Shuddered, shake, tremble, disguise, to give a different appearance, to conceal its identity. And this is the explanation of these lines. And next line: if only Peggy would decide of her own accord to stop having fun with Wanda. Oh well. Maddie ran her hand through her short blonde hair, as though to push the uncomfortable thoughts away. What difference did it make? Slowly Maddie tore it into bits. The note she had started. She was Peggy's best friend, and Peggy was the best liked girl in the whole room. Peggy could not possibly do anything that was really wrong, she thought. This is the explanation of these lines. And next passage is: as for Wanda, she was just some girl who lived up on Boggins Heights and stood alone in the schoolyard. She scarcely ever said anything to anybody. The only time she talked was in the schoolyard about her 100 dresses. Maddie remembered her telling about one of her dresses, pale blue with colored trimmings, and she remembered another that was brilliant jungle green with a red sash. You would look like Christmas tree in that, the girls had said in pretended admiration. Word meaning of difficult words: scarcely means barely, trimmings, decoration, sash, a long strip or loop of cloth worn over one shoulder or round the waist, especially as part of a uniform or official dress. Pretended, not genuine. Admiration, respect and warm approval. Now explanation of these lines. After Maddie had cleared her thoughts about confessing to Peggy, she started thinking about Wanda. She thought that Wanda was just another girl living in Boggins Heights who hardly spoke to anybody. She remembers when Wanda talked about her pale blue dress and jungle green dress paired with a red sash. The girls made fun of her by saying that she rather looked like a Christmas tree in that dress. Thank you. We will see the next part in next video because it was going long.